Is the 4-cable method worth it? That's what I wanted to find out today. So I'll keep this really quick. Here's the setup, and then I'll give you some afterthought after you listen to the sound clips. This will be recorded through my H6 recorder directly digitally through the Redbox. So it kind of eliminates all the room ambience because I obviously don't have a real acoustically treated studio. And here's the setup. Guitar goes in, and this is the Seymour Duncan Hot Rodded on an Ibanez, and then it goes into the Hughes and Kettner Tubemeister Deluxe 20, which has the 4-cable method right now, and then later on we'll test it out without it, and it's the same patch. These patches are specifically made for the FX loop, which is the 4-cable method. I'm going to play something clean and something dirty on it, just really quick. It's going to be a quick sample, so if you have more questions or you have suggestions, I would love to hear it. But I really want to know whether it's worth it. Go without 4-cable method and plug it in straight into the amp. The effect. So that is off. All the FX loop is off. And then unplug that. That actually does make a difference. Sometimes some of the signal does make I don't know why. Now I am being greedy at this point. Since I have the amp here, why not? So I'm going to turn this off. It's called a Superchamp XD by Fender, and it's a different amp, different price point too. But what if I put that on and then just do a different head? And this is not with an FX loop because it doesn't have one. And I'm gonna actually play it through the same cab, just because we have a little bit more control in that experiment. And then I will play it and hear how it sounds. So it's a different head basically, but through the same speaker. And put that aside, and this time the H6 is gonna pick that up with the same settings and everything. Okay, so you have heard the samples. I listened to the samples side by side, so I do want to know your thoughts on this. But before we go through that, I kind of want to talk about some of the things I learned personally. And number one, if you arrange the order of the effect chain in the send and return function in improperly, I found there's a huge difference with sound quality, and like I don't want to bring it into the sound recording, but it does make a big difference. Second thing is the volume on the power amp and the effect itself. That makes a big difference too. So make sure, like what I do is I balance this of everything out first before I put this into the recording. So that, I mean, we all know that that's standard practice, but that's really important, especially in the four cable method. Um, so that affects how I set the parameters for the rest of the chain and the rest of the effects. Um, but also one more thing is one thing I learned about Redbox is wow, like it's really similar to a mic, like miking a cab. So this is a V30 cab, by the way. It's got a V30 speaker selection, and I find like it's so close, and I like it's almost not worth to bring a cabinet in the future out and just plug this into a headphone or something. I've been thinking about doing that actually. Love the Redbox, and yeah. So I do want to know your thoughts on this. Either there's a suggestions on how to make this experiment better, or how I recorded it, and even what's your thought on how to improve this. I would love to learn more and get some suggestions from you guys. And again, thanks for watching. Until next time, thanks.